Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your... Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connectors, touch your Hans, and make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, hello there, Sigma Racing fans. Come at you live this week from Daytona in 3 of our 4 racing series. As today, on a tape delay, you'll see the trucks and Bridge to Cup both here from Daytona. And then come Thursday, you're going to see ARCA from Lucas Oil Raceway Park and our Cup Series here at Daytona. So, but before we can get any further through the week, we do have USA Trucks competition on the East Coast here. And on the front row, you've got the 77 of Chaz Chadwick alongside the 78 of John Brinker. Behind that, you've got the 50 of Tim Kourting and the 08 of Al Bunch. Newcomer here in the number 10, jumping in to the championship-winning team, Alex Sanvitale, racing for Trevor Ventures, where Jordan Walker is not going to be defending that championship this year, moving up into Cup full-time. You've got his teammate alongside of him there, the 9 of Alan Malcolm. Then you have Andre Stefan and Ryan Little, Nate Newman and Jamie Horseman. The 000 of Jakov Rosevich, alongside the 74 of Andrew Moger. Ace Baden and the 46 of Craig Popkris. Chelsea Carter, alongside her teammate there, Cannon Gage. Bradley Ream and Eli The Wolf. Johnny Blaney with Ant Meeperson, followed by Drew Clue and Gannon Bird. Alan Chavot and the 3 of Ralph Oberstadt. David Bird and Chris Hergeson. Jeffrey Gerald and Wyatt Wilkinson. Kyle Ottawa and James Gunner. Brandon Butler II and Skylar Taylor. Ryan White and Mitchell Carter. Ryan White won the ARCA season opener last week. Hoping to maybe get his truck campaign off to a good start here. Then at the back of the field, you have Craig Bush, Chaz Chadwick, and Jack Ross, the ever so frightful misguided missile at the back of the field there.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
So, 150 miles here at Daytona today for the USA Trucks East Division Sigma Daytona 150.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. All right, buddy. Nice long.
Chaz Chadwick racing for Willow Blake in the Willow Racing number 77 this season. Gonna see how he fares in this new team. Willow Blake had a stellar truck season last year in the number 77. Made it into the chase and now handing the reins over to Kovacic with this number 77 entry. And off to the early lead is none other than Chaz Kovacic. A good push from one of your past champions there in Tim Kourting. Definitely helps to have a good push at the front of the field here at Daytona. Things are getting a little bit chaotic behind them as they're trying to go 3 wide for third place there. there goes Tim Kourting attempting to take the lead, and we're wrecking already here on lap number 2. And that is a rough way to start your season for anyone. We're going to keep our eyes on the race back to the line here, as NR2003 still utilizes race back under caution. And it looks like Rosevich is going to hold off Ace Vaden there at the line heading into the caution. So now let us take a look back at the accident here, see how everyone fares. Looks like Chelsea Carter might have been at the front of this. Yeah, it's about 3 wide easily, not quite 4 wide, but she just clips the 9 of Alan Malcolm there. And that ends up collecting Drew Clue, David Bird, 16 there of Jeffrey Gerald, Skylar Taylor, Jack Ross, Chaz Chadwick. Wyatt Wilkinson gets into it a little bit there, as well as the 84 of Craig Bush. For the most part, seems pretty mild with most of the drivers involved in the wreck there. Oh, that was a hard hit though on Brandon Butler II. Yeah, the 0-2 of Drew Clue, I think, might be the worst of it there. Well, not quite. Someone did take a tumble. I was thinking it was the 0-2, but maybe not. Must have been the 45 of Skylar Taylor. Yep, there you go, the 45 of Skylar Taylor. Let's go ahead and watch her. Now, Jack Ross just put the foot down on the throttle there and flipped the 45 around, it looks like, which lives up to his character for sure. So, as we're under caution here for the first time, looks like Jakov Rosevich might very well be your leader heading into the restart here. We'll go ahead and turn those lights off on the pace truck so we can get back going this time by lap 6 of 60. Sigma officials are going to be keeping their eyes on the field for any vehicles with slow damage. It looks like we have about 33 trucks left of the 37 that had started this thing. 2 of which could come back out, but they're already 2 laps down, so it's going to be a long road ahead for them. Some big names at the back of the field, especially the 18 there of Chaz Chadwick. off to a rough start as he got tangled up in that wreck. Well, the other two trucks coming back out here. It's going to be Jakov, Rosevich, and Ace Vaden leading them back to the restart here. Laps at Daytona, definitely going to be a quicker one here today as these truck contenders look to start off their season on the East Coast. Ace Vaden with one hell of a jump there as he's going to get the advantage briefly on the 000 of Rosevich. Andre Stefan thinking about making a move on the inside, but he's going to hold back and sit behind the 000. Rosevich back to the lead. Vaden struggling on that high groove. Here comes Bradley Ream as well as the 10 of Alex Sanvitale. You're going to have to keep your eyes on that number 10 team this year. He had started quite the tear at the end of the season last year and was what drew the attention of Trevor and the team, to bring him aboard for this new season. A little bit different colors. Often that number 10 has been an iconic paint scheme most people would recognize. This one, not so much. The orange and blue, very, very unique to this season and perhaps even more seasons to come. Bradley Ream takes the lead in the Real Tree camo truck, but only briefly as the 10 of Sanvitale in the brand new number 10 Toyota to him, looking to take the lead. They're 3 wide behind him as you got Ryan Little in the 54. You got a Toyota Brigade on the inside there, followed by a Volkswagen in the 74 of Andrew Moger. They're 3x3. This was about the spot they wrecked earlier. They've made it around into turn 1, coming through the backside of turn 2. Moger, Eli the Wolf, Gannon Bird running 1, 2, 3 right now. Now some folks might notice that Al Bunch, whom was running last week at Armory Digital Superspeedway, also in the field here today. Well, he wanted to run a season opener on the West Coast since that is his home coast, but had already committed to a full season on the East Coast here. And he's 4 wide on the inside. That's never ideal anywhere around the track here, but they're making it work. They're going 4 wide through the middle of turns 1 and 2 here. And they're staying 4 wide onto the backstretch. A little bit of a bump to the 29 of Eli the Wolf, but they stay pointed in the right direction here. This might be a very different race from Armory Digital Superspeedway, where we saw very few wrecks. I feel like Daytona just brings out the excitement in all the drivers. Doesn't matter who you are. This is what it's all about, winning at Daytona. As long as they can keep it clean and not wreck, that's going to be huge here today. As Alan Malcolm was 4 wide and was forced below the line, he had to let off the throttle a little bit and get back into it. There's a lot of close saves so far. We're 10 laps in of the 60-lap event. The lead has changed hands numerous times already. These are definitely 33 of the best USA truck drivers from the East Coast. As you can see, they are under a blanket. You could throw a blanket over the top 30. And I definitely do not envy any one of these drivers, as they are paper thin separation between each of them. That is pretty much the difference of a gnarly wreck that could put you on the stretcher here today. And these drivers are definitely another level. It looks like Jeffrey Gerald might lead this time. He's got Al Bunch on the outside. He's got John Brinker in the middle. Al Bunch, I think, actually led that lap. Yeah, Al Bunch led that lap by a hair. Well, it's impressive to know that none of these drivers are taking it easy right now. 12 laps in with still 48 laps to go, and they are racing like it's the final 5. First wreck of the race happened on lap 2. Early in the race here. Only knocked out about 2 drivers. We still have 2 other drivers out there a couple laps down that were involved in the wreck. But your lead 3 has stayed pretty consistent here, as Jeffrey Gerald, John Brinker, and Al Bunch have established the top 3 spots here at the moment. Not very typical that you would see from a super speedway like this. Usually it's a revolving door, but it seems like Al Bunch has an advantage on that high line, which is impressive. 3 by 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 3. Al Bunch leads yet another lap here. Oh, and they are wrecking in the back half of that, and it's going to involve the 77 of Kovacic, what looked like the 000 of Rosovic. We're going to keep the spotlight here on the front of the field as they race back to the caution flag. Hey, we had about 10 laps of non-stop racing there without a caution, so that was a hard-earned fight for the lead for about 10 laps there. Ant Meeperson out of nowhere, kind of coming up to steal the lead here, heading into the caution. Yep, another 4 wide scenario gone wrong. Had the 8 there. The 8 of Mitchell Carter. Pushed it 4 wide. And involved is the 5 of Cannon Gage. 54 of Ryan Little. The 000 there. Jakov Rosovic. 77 of Chase Kovacic, and the 40 of Bradley Ream gets into it a little bit there. Still very mild. We haven't seen the wrecks that have totally demolished any cars quite yet. As you can see, the 50 gets bumped a couple times. Then he spins. Very minimal damage. That was a harder hit, though. The 000 might have some nose damage there. But the 77, Kovacic, I think, might be pretty clean. 54 looks clean. Five in the 50, 000. 40 doesn't look too bad. The 10 could be all right. As you watch here, in the middle of 4 wide, he's the one that gets pushed the highest here, up into the 54, collecting the 5. 72 makes some nice evasive maneuvers there, as well as the 10. He's going to have to avoid the 000 and does so just fine. Well, as we are under caution, let's take a quick, brief intermission. You'll keep seeing the racing action in side-by-side. A Sigma side-by-side break. Here we go. Well, you were watching it live as we had a restart and another caution pretty quickly. The 70 runs out of gas, so that's why we were under caution right at the restart here. 70 of Ryan White, unfortunately, your ARC winner from last week, blows up, stalls it on track. Everyone gets ready for the restart, and here we are. That's our next caution as he suffered a mechanical failure. Was a header, so motor failure for the 70. What a wild extra caution that we get out of that. This gets these drivers even closer to fuel mileage level window that they need. We're going to give the wave round here to the 43. Oh, never mind, the 43 coming down pit road for her pit stop. Well, bonus caution never hurts once in a while. Gives us a chance to restack them again, even though they were restacked and ready for a restart. Saved us from a big wreck, I imagine, possibly. But still 40 laps to go here. It's still a lot of racing to be done. Currently, you got Johnny Blaney as the leader with Alan Malcolm in second. Then you've got Ant Meeperson, Kyle Ottawa, James Gunner, Andre Stefan, Craig Popkris, Jamie Horseman, Alan Chavot, and Ralph Oberstadt, followed by the 16 of Jeffrey Gerald. John Brinker, Ace Vaden, Al Bunch, Chaz Chadwick, Nate Newman, Jack Ross, Eli the Wolf. Both the Jack Ross and Jakov Rosovich starting alongside each other there pretty much. Pace truck is off, and we're going to get back to going here. Green flag waving, they're rolling for the restart. It's Alan Malcolm with the edge of a lead there over Johnny Blaney. Kyle Ottawa there in the Ally Racer number 92. James Gunner pushing it 3 wide here with Ant Meeperson and Alan Malcolm. Kyle Ottawa outside on the next row behind that. 3 wide with Andre Stefan in the middle. Alan Chavot moving up through the field. Now it looks like with the drivers that have received damage, there is a distinct group difference now as you've got Group 1 and Group 2 kind of stabilized. Looks like Chaz Chadwick and Jack Ross might be at the tail end of this lead draft. I wouldn't rule out the likes of Chase Kovacic nor the 10 there of Alex Sanvitale. I mean, if you can even just stay remotely close to the lead draft, if another wreck were to happen, picking out some more stout contenders. You could still be fighting for the win here today. And here comes that 10 of Alex Sanvitale. He has caught back up to the lead draft. Moger behind him. Kovacic, we saw him tangled up in a wreck earlier, and now he's fighting back up at the front of the field. Oh, and that is why you got to keep running the race, because you never know when something like that might happen. Holy cow. Our cameras were spot on watching as the wreck happened. Ant Meeperson went for one hell of a wreck. Let us follow along on our road camera. As you see, it's 4 wide right now. The 72 of Nate Newman, the 1 of Ace Vaden, and the 13 of Ant Meeperson. Meeperson connects with Vaden, and that is all it took. Then collecting him is a whole pile of trucks coming in behind him as he takes one wild ride rolling through the back stretch of Daytona here. And it's going to start to look a little bleaker with this field, as that's going to likely knock out some big names from this race. Ouch. The 9 of Malcolm spinning through the infield. The 5 of Cannon Gage looks like his truck's been through a war zone. David Bird's missing the wrecks as he's cruising in the background. KBM has a rough start to the race here. As we watch the 10 here of Alex Sanvitale, the 2 trucks, and then the field just piles up. There's nowhere for him to go. The damage might be minor on the 10 truck, though. Damage not as minor on some of these drivers as it was. Well, let's watch Wyatt Wilkinson's cruise through the carnage here and see how he survives. You can't get any closer than that. Had some luck on his side as he meticulously worked his way through all the chaos. Bradley Ream's involved. Chris Hergeson's involved. Kyle Ottawa, one of the faster trucks here today, just clambers into the side of the O2 truck. That is Daytona, folks. I mean, oh, Hergeson, hard hit. Yeah, knocked out of the race from that one. It is pretty much half the field knocked out. The 000 of Rosevich is out. The 9 of Alan Malcolm out. 40 of Bradley Ream. The 91 of Johnny Blaney. The 00 of Jack Ross. The 5 of Cannon Gage. The 46 of Craig Popchrist. The 13 of Ant Meeperson. The 1 of Ace Vaden. As well as the 92 of Kyle Ottawa, the 18 of Chaz Chadwick. Man, what a rough day for him. Still got a couple drivers 2 laps down apiece, it looks like. Kourting Brothers Motorsports is going to try to stay out there, although 2 laps down, Tim Kourting and Carter both 2 laps down, could get some spots up though. Yeah, Chelsea Carter and Tim Kourting both, they're going to get at least 10 spots to gain here if they stay out for 2 laps and pass all those that were involved in the wreck. So they are playing the points game right now, as we're down to about 18 trucks that are competitively in it to win it. It's not over until it's over. I mean, you look at some of these trucks that were involved in wrecks already, they might just be trying to soldier on for top 5, maybe even a win if they get lucky. Wyatt Wilkinson looking pretty peachy right now. That 39 is just kind of cruised around in the back and avoided all the chaos. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than great on a day like this where that truck hasn't shown all that much speed. Could he have a chance here today? Newcomer to the series, you've got Mitchell Carter in the number 8 for Orange Velocity. No matter how many times that 10 truck's going to be involved in a wreck today, he's still hanging around like a bad flu. The 10, the 08, there's some very stout trucks that are still alive in the mix, even with damage on their vehicles. Wyatt Wilkinson a little bit on the slower side here, holding up the second group. It looks like they're going to blow by him. And commentators' jinx definitely kicked in when I mentioned about, you know, a lot of these drivers might not be in the lead group, but a wreck could happen and give them a better opportunity at a better finish here, and that is exactly what we saw as Ant Meeperson went for a wild tumble on the backstretch and took out a big group of cars. That was the big one here today, right before halfway, as we are 1 lap short of halfway in this Sigma Daytona 150. Right now you're looking at the likes of Andrew Moger, James Gunner leading the way, Gannon Bird now getting up to second, even the 97 of Alan Chavot in the mix here. And amazingly enough, we still have about, I would say, about 18 trucks with a shot at winning it here. If you're in this lead group, you definitely have a shot to win it. No, okay, maybe top 15. Still very good group of trucks left to fight for the win here. I don't think pit stops are going to be a factor anymore, as they were able to fill up on that last pit stop. They might have to pit one more time though. We'll see. Of course, if we get another caution, it won't really matter. We're halfway through it. We got 30 more laps to go. Ralph Overstat now cracking his way up into the top 10. Andrew Moger leading the way right now. Moger has been held winless in this USA Truck Series. Could be a big day for that 74 Volkswagen Amarok to get to victory lane here. Very few Volkswagen trucks out on the track. You do have Nate Newman in the 72, a teammate to that 74. They've got identical number fonts, a lot like a sports car circled number there. So we'll see if having a teammate helps get you a better opportunity to win in the race here today. Doesn't look like there's a lot of teammates to each other left out there. A lot of these other trucks are solo trucks for the most part. Whether they have a teammate or they ended up getting caught up in a wreck earlier, it's pretty much about it. Looks like Wilkinson has lost the lead draft at the moment. I do wonder if that 39 truck has a little bit of damage somewhere earlier in one of the other cautions. It doesn't seem like he's got quite the same speed as the leaders do. We've got the 16 of Jeffrey Gerald hopping to the lead, taking it away from the 3 of Ralph Oberstadt. James Gunner, Al Bunch. There's a lot of big names that could still get the win here today. Al Bunch definitely one of the marquee racers here today. Your defending Sigma Cup champion, racing in the trucks on a limited, well, not a limited schedule. He's going to run the full season here in the East Coast. Perhaps trying to add a trucks championship to his resume. He's already got Bridge to Cup and Cup. Why not go for the truck? There has been a little bit of scuttlebutt whether or not he's going to attempt an ARCA race later this season. Guess you're going to have to wait and see. He was kind of claiming that he wanted to be the first driver to win a race in all 4 series. Obviously that would be a tough feat still to pull off. You're not just going to go out there and race with the other ARCA drivers and you know, win right out of the gate. Our ARCA series is very stout in its own. A little bit of lap traffic here. We're going to have to give the DQ. We missed it on the officials' watchful eye. Missed that one, unfortunately. The 78, John Brinker, way off the pace here. Like most of the leaders continued to stay in with the group there. And that looks like the rest of the groups that are going to get DQ'd here for now. Now Chavot and Eli the Wolf and Andrew Moger unfortunately lost a bit more ground through that lap traffic there. They're going to get a little bit further behind. Andrew Moger did turn the fastest lap here recently. I can't believe that's for position. Nope, Drew Clue's lap down actually. Not for position. Amazingly enough, that 02 trying to race for some of his laps back here. 2 laps down in 19th place, just trying to survive. And the move has paid off for Kourting Brothers Motorsports. As they are 2 laps down, they have been able to move up to 20th and 21st between Chelsea Carter and Tim Kourting. That is huge in the whole swing of points, as this truck championship, the regular season is pretty quick with only 15 races. Then you get switched over to the Chase, the East-West Chase championship battle. So points are a huge factor, and you do not want to let too many of those get away from you. We still got 14 trucks very much with a shot at winning it here today, folks. We've had 4 cautions, one of which was for a blown engine out on tracks. There wasn't a big wreck there. But 3 of our cautions were for a racing incident. And we did get to see the big one on the backstretch that saw Ant Meeperson tumbling through the air. Eli The Wolf and Alan Chavot back to the lead after dropping so far out of the draft. They were able to slingshot their way back past to get the lead and lead a lap there for the 97 of Chavot. Moger leads this time by, as we will have now 20 laps to go in the Sigma Daytona 150. You got 3 Fords right there behind the Volkswagen, which is kind of interesting. We haven't seen that much out of Fords like that in quite a long while. The number 3 of Ralph Oberstadt in a Chevy. Chevy still only has 1 career win as a manufacturer in the USA Trucks East and West. So Chevy really needs to get out of the funk. They want to be upwards with the names like Dodge and Toyota of how much that those teams have carried this USA Trucks series. Chevy's pretty much a ghost of itself here in the series, that you would expect Chevy to be dominant, but they are far from the best, which is just insane. I think what's even more amazing is that there's more Chevy trucks, there's more Chevy drivers in the field than any of the other manufacturers represented. And so you would think by, method of deduction that eventually it would, work out in the favor of Chevy to get more wins than not, because they have so many drivers racing for them. But yeah, that's why you run the races. You never know until the checkered flag waves who's going to come out on top each week. And just unfortunately for Chevy, it's not them 99% of the time. Moger trying to block 3 lanes of traffic here as he holds the lead at the moment. Still 3 Fords in that second row back. That's starting to destabilize, though, as, the 28 of Jammy Horseman gets run into by Chase Kovacic. That forced Alan Chavot up into the wall, and they kept running, even though there was a little bit of chaos about to unfold there. Really am starting to wonder if this is one of those, the tortoise and the hare, where someone at the back of the field could just be running their own race right now, and you just wait and see. This whole front pack could end up piling up and taking everyone out here. We could still see a winner from outside of the top 18, as crazy as that sounds. Ralph Oberstadt gets pushed into the middle here, and that's going to sink him backwards as the 59, the 02, and the 10 push forward here. Gannon Bird leads. Alex Sanvitale now up to second, using that 0-2 lap down truck to his advantage here. As a worthy drafting adversary. Well, that group, even though they're slower, we're going to let them race it out here, as they could very well get, they could sink right back in line here with the lead draft, just like we saw the 0-2 do here, and he's been running just fine with our leaders, even though he's 2 laps down. They might even racing up to the lap traffic here. You never know. 3x3x3. This could get ugly. Four wide, this could be a wreck waiting to happen here as Chavot gets run into by Nate Newman. The caution is sitting right now, but we're gonna throw the caution because that ain't right. Chavot got spun there. The 72 of Nate Newman gonna have to serve a black flag for intentionally wrecking. Heading back to the restart, the caution, it's gonna be the 32 of James Gunner there with the lead. Barely over the 28 of Jamie Horseman. Well, at least our lap traffic was able to merge in with the leaders there, but we had to throw that caution because of the spin that was forced by the 72 of Nate Newman. This should mean that with a pit stop here, everyone's good to go to the finish. And with that, we're going to take another brief intermission here, folks. Stay tuned. We'll keep you on the racetrack with all the racing action. You won't miss a thing. I'll be back in just a moment. Well, currently your top laps leader, at least amongst your top 31, is James Gunner, your current leader, with 10 laps led here today. That is about 1/6 of the race, with still about 1/6 of the race to go here. It's going to be 9 laps to go, 9-lap shootout. Once the pace truck pulls off, starting restart here, it's going to be James Gunner, Jamie Horseman, followed by Jeffrey Gerald and Alex Sanvitale. Then you've got Mitchell Carter. And the 77 of Kovacic. Al Bunch still in the mix here. Ralph Oberstadt still in the mix. Even you've got Wyatt Wilkinson, if he can stay with the lead draft here, get back in the fight for the win. There's no telling if we're maybe going to have another caution before the end of this one. But 9 laps to go. It's getting down to the nitty gritty. It's time to dial it in and get the win. Alan Chavot was the reason for this last caution, as he was unfortunately spun out by the 72 of Nate Newman. Nate Newman still needs to serve his black flag penalty, which is brutal because this is going to be pretty much eliminating him from any shot at winning the race here today, as he's going to have to pull off on the front stretch here and serve his black flag penalty. So as he dips off, the fight still brewing at the front. Alan Chavot at the back of this lead draft. Actually, Wyatt Wilkinson's still within reach of getting into this thing too, as you see his truck starting to wake up a little bit. That Dodge Ram Tractor Supply Company, number 39. Oh, and he got left by his group there that was drafting with him. That's going to upset the apple cart a little bit, as the 04 and the 43 draft past him. All in the meanwhile, it's James Gunner, your current leader right now, holding off Jamie Horseman, Alex Sanvitale, Jeffrey Gerald, Chase Kovacic, and Mitchell Carter. 8 laps remaining here. Somewhat of a 2-truck breakaway at the front of the field. That's not very normal for a Daytona race. That's going to leave them to be setting ducks once the draft starts to catch back up. Here comes Kovacic, making a move down low on the 16. That's going to be for position up to 3rd, as Andrew Moger, Andre Stefan are shuffling around behind him. Kovacic picking off another one as he's going to try to get up to 2nd here, up against Jamie Horseman in the 28. Now, maybe making his moves a little bit early here, as taking the lead this next lap is not really going to be the best of moves. Still got another 5 laps to go after this one, so don't make the move too soon. If you're a sitting duck up front, you might just get passed right back. He's holding that inside line right now, doing just what he can to hopefully keep the position. But it's going to be hard when you've got the likes of Alex Sanvitale pushing on the underside with a good drafting partner in Al Bunch. They go 3 wide briefly, but single back out, as now Andre Stefan on the attack is going to take the lead away from James Gunner. And this time by, it's going to be 4 laps to go. Andre Stefan, your new leader here, as Chase Kovacic follows right behind him. Kovacic digging out onto the inside. He's going to make a move and try to take the lead away from Andre Stefan. He does so, but at the same time opens up the door underneath him to allow the 28 of Horseman to pass back by. And now Kovacic didn't even get to lead a lap, and he's already in the sucker hole, falling backwards. Using that middle groove, though, he's starting to work a battle here for the lead still. Well, we're not going to disqualify the 72 of Nate Newman. He's just going to end up going a lap down here. And it's going to make things very, very interesting as they catch up to the lap traffic here. Your leader is very, very packed in there, trying to fight for every position they can get. As this is going to be all for all the marbles here, just in 4 laps time. How are they going to catch Nate Newman? How is Chase Kovacic going to fare here? Kovacic gets a big lead, but that's going to be a detriment to his lead. It's going to be his detriment, as it's going to cause him to lose the draft. They're going to yo-yo back in his direction. He's going to lose the lead viciously here. As the 56 is going to try to make the move, and he's going to get it. 72 of Nate Newman settles into the draft just fine here. As we know, that truck is very fast. It just unfortunately got a black flag penalty for bringing out that last caution. Just a couple laps to go now. Chase Kovacic had the lead briefly. Fortunately got shuffled back there. Still has a shot if he can get alongside the 56, who is your current leader. Lap 59 of 60. We're going to go ahead and add green-white checkers just in case we get a wreck here before the white flag waves. As they run right now, it is Gannon Bird fighting Andre Stefan for the lead here. Gannon Bird looks like he's going to get the lead. That 02 truck is a lap down. There's a lot of lap down trucks here in the way, keeping it very interesting for your leaders who are actually fighting for the win here. White flag waving, the next one ends it all. Eli the Wolf now making some moves, getting up to the lead. Moger in a position to try and steal a win here as well. Don't discredit Al Bunch, still a little bit further back there, but could, with the inside line, start to work his way up front. Moger making the move to take the lead here. It's gonna be a drag race. Who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Eli the Wolf? Is it gonna be Andrew Moger? Moger doesn't have much drafting help, but now he's got a buddy in the 59 of Gannon Bird. Gannon Bird ain't gonna help him though. He's gonna try to go low and steal this win. They're gonna come across the front stretch. It's gonna be Moger. It's gonna be Wolf. Moger gets the job done with a Volkswagen win. It's the first win of his career here in the USA Trucks. And he put on one hell of a race there at the end to steal the win from the rest of the contenders. I don't know if it'd be a steal. He earned that one. He straight up beat the rest of the field hands down when it mattered the most here. Coming home in second, it was Eli the Wolf. Third, Gannon Bird. Fourth, Andre Stefan. Fifth, Chase Kovacic. Sixth, Alan Chavot. 7th, Ralph Oberstadt. 8th, Alex Sanvitale. 9th, James Gunner. 10th, Al Bunch. Jeffrey Gerald, 11th. Jamie Horstman, 12th. Mitchell Carter, 13th. Wyatt Wilkinson with a top 15 here today. 14th for him. 15th for Chris Hergeson. 16th for David Bird. But Moger, after being a regular here since the first season, finally gets the job done in the USA Trucks here. Hard-earned win. He just beat Eli the Wolf by 0.03 of a second. Put that in perspective. Let us go into the last lap camera here. That was your difference right there, folks. About half a car length. Which we've seen closer, but that's still a pretty close close win there for your first career USA Trucks win. 74 of Moger over the 29 of Eli the Wolf. And that is a wrap, folks. Congrats to Andrew Moger on getting the job done here today. Stay tuned, as this is a tape-delayed recording of our USA Trucks Eastern season opener later on today, as it is what would be Tuesday now. Just a little while later today, you're going to see the Bridge to Cup Series second race of the season, and it's going to be right here at Daytona. Last week you got to watch as the 28 of Jimmy Logano won the season opener from Armory Digital Superspeedway. Could he possibly go 2 for 2, or are we going to see someone new in victory lane here today at Daytona? But yep, Bridge to Cup. It's going to be a live stream, so obviously, you know, come along when you can and catch the re-air if you can't. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in to the USA Trucks East season opener. 1 of 15, as we are just now getting into the Sigma racing season here for everyone. And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks again, everyone. Hopefully we see you in the next one. And until next time, this is Jakester signing out.